The TP-Link Talon AD7200 is the first router you can buy to include Wi-Fi AD. This incredibly fast new Wi-Fi standard uses the 60 GHz frequency band and can theoretically transfer data at up to 4,600 megabits per second. That's nearly 3 times faster than Wi-Fi AC and 6 times faster than Wi-Fi N. However, it does have one major downside, but we'll come to that shortly. First, let's take a look at the rest of the router. Along with that all-important AD capability, it features one 5 GHz band for AC Wi-Fi and one 2.4 GHz band for all previous versions of Wi-Fi. You also get 4 gigabit Ethernet LAN ports, an Ethernet port to connect to your modem, and 2 USB 3 ports that can be used to share printers and USB hard drives or memory sticks. In essence then, it's a fairly typical modern high-end AC router, but with the addition of AD. Powering all those wireless signals are 9 antennae. You get 8 flip-up external ones and an internal one. Notably though, none can be removed, unlike with some high-end routers, so replacing broken ones or upgrading them isn't an option. The router has quite a large footprint, so it won't exactly fit unobtrusively on a shelf, but it's not ridiculously bulky or unsightly. Plus you get the useful addition of a full complement of status lights on the front to indicate what's going on with the router, and a button for switching them all off if they're too distracting. This is joined by another couple of buttons for activating WPS and for switching Wi-Fi on or off completely. Setting up the router is a cinch thanks to a comprehensive and easy to follow wizard, which you can also just choose to ignore and dive right into the menu. You get 2 views, with the basic tab offering the key options for changing Wi-Fi and admin passwords, viewing a network map, setting up basic USB sharing options and choosing some access restriction options. Jump into the advanced menu and you've got a host of extras too. There's nothing too outstanding here, but there's nothing obvious missing either. Just about any top-end router will offer the same sort of selection. That said, there is one feature that I would have liked to see, which is band steering. Often called Smart Connect, this combines all the Wi-Fi signals into one SSID, leaving it up to the router to decide which band to use to connect to your device. It's a really useful addition that I would consider essential on a complicated tri-band router like this. TP-Link says it's going to add the feature with a firmware update, but who knows when that will arrive. So we come to performance, and we'll start with the sort of tests we can easily compare to other routers. Setting the router up in a ground floor front room, I tested the Wi-Fi speeds in that room from about 2 meters away, then in the kitchen about 5 meters away with one brick wall in between, and then in a first floor office around 10 meters away with 2 walls and a floor in between. I measured overall throughput with LAN speed test using both the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands. And I found the TP-Link Talon to be decent, if not record setting. It'll be a big leap up over routers that are 2 or 3 years old, but it's only on par with other modern AC routers. I also tested transfer speeds from shared USB storage, and again it was pretty average for this calibre of router. So this router really is all about that AD Wi-Fi, and its one big downside. You see, while most previous Wi-Fi standards can stretch for tens of meters or hundreds of feet, Wi-Fi AD has a very short range and cannot go through even one brick wall. As a result, it's only really useful for a very few niche applications, where it wouldn't otherwise just be easier to use a cable. Nonetheless, the speeds are impressive. On average, I measured download speed from the router to be 898 megabits per second. That's nearly double the fastest AC Wi-Fi I've ever tested, and it's quite possible that speed was being held back by the gigabit Ethernet ports. Still, overall, it's difficult to get particularly enthusiastic about a wireless technology with such a limited range. All of which means that with a retail price of £350, the Talon AD7200 just doesn't feel like good value. You're getting basically the same feature set as any £150 router, but with a new Wi-Fi technology that's of next to no use right now. Of course, it's likely that other AD routers will be just as, if not more expensive, but then it's likely I'm not going to recommend any of them either. Maybe this time next year they might be a more tempting proposition.